Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, sometimes known as the Beast, and this is going to be black metal, what's been spinning, a few CDs, a couple of vinyl and a cassette. It's been about a month since I did a black metal like listening type thing, so we'll get cracked on and see what we can get through. First up is the reissued demo from Warhammer 666. This is the beautifully titled Fuck Your Goat. This came out in 2024. The actual, I was fortunate enough to get one of the original cassette versions as well in a little flaggy bag. I think this was limited to 33 copies. And I got number 22, as you can see there. Apologies for the glare. It's like got that lovely DIY homemade feel to it, which obviously it was. So when I saw that Lee was remastering it and reissuing it on CD, it was a no-brainer. I was going to have to get it. So, as I said, this is the same demo as the cassette with 3 additional tracks that hadn't been released before. They are called, well, it's called Goat Wounds. So I don't know if that was Lee was planning on making it as another EP or what have you, but yeah, when I first heard the cassette version of this, I was sort of it intrigued me because it wasn't, the production sound of it wasn't what I was expecting in relation to a black metal release. There's it's quite a full sounding demo. The music is just absolutely it's spot on. It's full of energy and a sort of like a nastiness to it. It's certainly not what you'd call raw black metal, not by any means, but what it is, or personally for me, the vocals on this are superb. Some of the screams that Lee manages to achieve are almost like banshee like. Absolutely stupendous release, and the additional 3 tracks, they are a lot, to my ears, they seem a lot more raw and visceral. Just absolutely cracking release. Like I've said countless times, I'm a big fan of this project, so hopefully anything that comes out I'll be able to grab a copy of on some type of physical format. So yeah, so that's the remastered, oh sorry, I forgot to say, this is out on Fomorian Productions. The cassette version was an independent release. This is on Fomorian Productions. Cracking label, releasing some absolutely stellar music. But yeah, so the first one is Warhammer 666 and the remastered edition of Fuck Your Goat, the debut demo. So from the debut demo, we now go to Lee's latest demo. Again, the mighty Warhammer 666. This is the follow-up to Lee's second full-length album, the self-titled one that came out earlier this year. This is Never Stop Burning. This is 5 tracks of absolute mastery. The progression in Lee, I might be wrong saying this, but the confidence seems to come through more from the earlier releases. Obviously he's released a shit ton of music and it's all, for me, it's all top notch. But there's definitely, you can feel sort of, I'm not really sure what I'm trying to, like sort of the growth of him as an artist, as a musician. That's the CD itself. I think this was limited to something like 10 copies. So as soon as I saw it, this is an independent release, so as soon as I saw it on, I think it was on one of Lee's socials that he was releasing it, it was a case of, yeah, I don't care how much shipping is, I have to get a copy. and again, this is just absolutely wonderful, raw. Again, the vocals for me, I think Lee's got one of the best voices for this genre of music. There is a savagery to his voice, but there's also you know, you can understand what he's saying, and he gets his message across, and just everything about it is just absolutely spot on. It might sound like I'm kissing his ass, I'm not. It's just an absolutely incredible project, and long may it continue. So that's the Never Stop Burning EP from 2025. Moving away from our Australian friend, this next band don't need really much introduction, but people that don't know, this is Satanic War Master. This is Revelation of the Night, and it's a compilation of 2 EPs. No great surprise, the first EP is called Of the Night. That came out in 2004. There's 2 tracks for that one. And then tracks 3, 4 and 5 are from a 2007 EP called Revelations. I'm guessing they just, you know, put the brains together and thought, well, what can we call this compilation? And came up with Revelations of the Night. Some seriously genius thinking there. The inlay card is like that. The rear of it is there. For me, what this is as somebody that's, you know, I'm still relatively new to the whole black metal genre, and certainly relatively new to Satanic War Master. And yes, he's got a bit of a sketchy past even. But yeah, this is a fascinating insight of the thing I like about him is there's sort of a groove and a feeling that goes throughout his music, certainly on all the releases I own, that's sort of catchy, it's quite memorable, it sort of drags you in and keeps you entertained and wanting more. I mean, he's got a massive catalogue, and I've got, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 releases, something like that. But yeah, he's not, you know, he's not trying to redefine the genre or anything like that. This is out on Werewolf Productions. But yeah, for me, it's a really interesting view of where he was back in 2004 and 2007. And again, it's just an absolutely cracking addition to the Satanic War Master collection. I don't know if I said this gentleman's from Finland, or this project's from Finland, but yeah, it's if you can get a copy, it's well worth picking up. I think, yeah, I got mine from UKEM Records over here in the UK. So give Chris a shout, and I'm sure he'll sort it out with a copy. So that's the end of the CDs. As always, my notes are down here, so because I'm not clever enough to remember everything. This next one is an album I picked it up, what will it be, maybe 2 months ago. Blind Buy, purely because of the cover, and it's an absolute belter. This is Adhomminum, and easy for me to say, Totalitarian Black Metal. This is a 2025 release. This is his 7th full length out on Osmos Productions. This project is from France, and when you read some of the song titles, you would be, if you hadn't heard it, you would be thinking, yeah, it's a bit of a piss take, that. I mean, it sounds a bit corny and a bit cheesy. However, once the needle hits the record, wow, he's not fucking about. His Kaiser is, it's just raw, savage, chaotic. It's just over 30 minutes, and it's just the drums and the guitar sounds on this are, for me, are exceptional. It's quite a, again, it's quite a rich production, quite a full sounding record, but it's really catchy and sort of I don't like saying the word contagious because it sounds like something you need to put cream on, but it's yeah, it's one of those ones that when you're listening to it, it's pretty impossible to, you know, to sit still and not tap your toes and nod your head and do the claw of death and such as you sat listening to it. It's absolutely cracking release. So that is Adhomminum and Totalitarian Black Metal. So the last one for this little quick video is a band I only became aware of probably less than a fortnight ago. The band in question were shown by Matthew over at Altars of Madness, and the way he spoke about him, I was like, if I ever see anything of theirs, I'll pick it up. Fortunately, last week on a trip to the fabulous Beatdown Records in Newcastle again, I found this. This is Senota and their debut demo called Le Lave Exult. This came out in 2016. This version is on Nuclear War Now. This is 4 tracks of very raw, uncompromising black metal. There are a lot of bands that will could probably you would say, well, actually, yeah, they're not as good as these. Sorry, Cenotaph aren't as good as these. But there's something, I've spanned this, it's impossible to play it just once. Like I say, it's only 4 tracks, it doesn't take a lot of time. But it's just so, what's the word? Again, chaotic and savage seem to be my go-to words today, but this fits that perfectly. There's a lot of anguish and sort of pain in the vocals. The musicians are all good at what they do without being exemplary. You know, they aren't, they're not trying to do anything different, they're not trying to do anything that's never been heard before, but what they've done is they've put their own take on it. You know, plenty of blasts, plenty of hooks and riffs, and say the vocals are quite sort of midway in the mix as well, which sort of highlights just how distressing they sound. Absolutely cracking release. I can't remember if again, it's on black wax with very plain inner labels. But yeah, it's I'm glad Matt showed, I can't even remember the album that he actually showed, but something about the name and the logo clicked with me, and fortunately I found this in Beatdown. So that is Cenotaph and Le Lave Exult from 2016. Some lovely French black metal added to the ever-growing black metal collection. So that's it for this one. It was just a quick, you know, what's been spinning type thing. I haven't done a black metal one for a while, bizarrely, because I've bought loads. The competition, the 600 subs competition giveaway, seems to be attracting quite a lot of attention. So thanks very much for everyone who's entered so far. I think we're up to 10 entries, I think, something like that. I will keep going back and checking and making sure I don't miss anybody, hopefully. If you've heard of any of these, or if you've got any comments on them, do the YouTube thing of liking, subscribing, commenting, and apparently if you say that in every video, YouTube will give you an extra gold star at the end of the year or something. I don't know, but yeah, so finish it there. Look after one another, enjoy whatever it is that you're listening to, whatever genre of music that you're listening to, and as always, until next time, we'll be back with maybe something slightly different, maybe some cassettes or such like. Oh, just before we go, a quick shout out, Marty. There's some of the pop figures that's still accessible for me to get to. If you watch Marty's entry for my competition, you'll know what I mean. So yeah, take it easy, and as always, until next time, cheers!